From Otis Walsh, Russell Wilson to the Giants. Ooh, good question here. Okay. I think there is a very good chance that Russell Wilson is somewhere else in 2022. I don't think he ends up being a Seahawk for that much longer. It just kind of feels like that relationship has begun to run its course a little bit. Now, I think the Giants, along with several other teams, make sense because if you're trying to reset and get a good quarterback in there, Wilson's an upgrade. Now, are the Giants going to be stubborn and commit to Daniel Jones? I wouldn't go that route. I would go get Russell Wilson. I think, frankly, the Washington football team and the Giants, strong contenders to go after Russell Wilson. So where will Wilson play next year? Seattle could still be an option, but maybe they look in a different direction. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if that ad break plays here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down to the pinned comment and make your predictions where Russell Wilson will play next season. Jim Panson, 84. What are the most attractive destinations for veteran QBs like Wilson or Rodgers? I think it's a pretty deep list. I think Denver's a great fit. If the Raiders can get figured out, maybe Las Vegas. I don't love the Giants' destination because I don't trust their GM at the moment. I think Denver really is a good landing spot for one of those teams. If Miami is dumb and moves on from Tua and pays up all this draft capital, Miami could be a decent fit. Pittsburgh could be a good destination as well. Maybe Washington. I think Washington, New York, a little bit lower on that destination list. Beyond that, New Orleans. New Orleans is a really good fit for both those guys. From Troy Sullivan, is Tyler Huntley going to be a trade piece in the offseason? What's he worth in a trade? Ooh, good question. Huntley is an interesting player. Should have been drafted as far as I'm concerned. Now, you can go back and look at my own draft grades for him. Good offense. He's in the right spot. I don't think any team is going to view Huntley as the franchise guy. Like, I don't think they're going to say, this is our franchise quarterback. They'll view him in, like, maybe in that Gardner Minshew. Like, he can start, be a great backup for you, but that's maybe worth a day 3 pick, early day 3 pick. And if that's the cost, you probably keep him if you're Baltimore. So I think you shop him, but unless the team blows you away, keep him. He's cheap, good quarterback depth. That is very tough to find.
We got, hi, my name is. Giants have to get rid of Daniel Jones. Who is a quarterback they should trade for? Not named Russell Wilson. Well, I don't know if you got something against Russell Wilson, but my answer would have been Russell Wilson. If you're saying not Russell, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and say either Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson. If you can go ahead and get Watson and all his legal stuff checks out, I think for the overall value that you're going to be able to get is definitely going to be there. I was never a fan of Daniel Jones, but the answer is Wilson. But if you can't get Wilson, I guess I'm going to go ahead and say Deshaun Watson. Now, here's a good question. Will the Seahawks end up trading Russell Wilson this offseason? Why for yes, or you can go ahead and type your N for no. Me personally, I am going to type my Y for yes. Not that I think Wilson looks like he's totally checked out, but this guy wants to play for a long time on a winning team. Seattle's trending in the wrong direction, and for a team that needs a lot of draft capital, why not move on from a quarterback who's 33, going to be 34 years old, get some extra draft capital, and try to get that rebuild going?
Again, if you missed it earlier, the Fanatics jersey deal is available. ChatSports.com/jersey deal. Under $90, a ton of NFL jerseys. Official Nike ones, by the way, from all kinds of different teams. All the NFL teams have a jersey for you guys. So whatever team you cheer for, they got you guys covered. We had the Tua question. Boom. There's one right there. Justin Fields. Some rookie jerseys are included for under 90 at chatsports.com/jersey deal. I'll put that link, by the way, in the comment section and in the description.
All right, what is the biggest game of the week? There's a lot of NFL games. There's no Thursday Night Football this week. Personally, for me, when I look at some of these games on the slate, I'm going to say Raiders-Colts because I'm just a Raiders guy. But that Chiefs and Bengals game, that one really, really is interesting to me. I know the Rams have a pretty tough game as well. The Titans and Dolphins game has a lot riding on it. So please, let me know down in the comments section, what is the biggest game of the week? Let's go to Doug Blazy. Which teams are the most likely to trade for Russell Wilson? All right, so basically Russell Wilson trade destinations. We're going to be doing a lot of these videos this offseason, so stay tuned. Make sure you hit that big red button that says subscribe. For me, I'm going to go ahead and say the New York Giants are going to be up there. It wouldn't surprise me if the Cleveland Browns came a-calling. Look for a team like the Raiders could be up there. The Denver Broncos could be up there. I know Philly has shown some interest, though. I've been actually pretty impressed by what I've seen so far from Jalen Hurts. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be a team to keep in mind. Carolina Panthers are going to be a team to keep in mind. So off the top of my head, hopefully that's enough teams for a potential Russell Wilson trade. Now, if Wilson is traded, there's going to be sirens going off. There's going to be all sorts of craziness happening here. And one of the things that I love that Chat Sports does is reactionary videos. We go live, and if as soon as the trade rumors start popping, we're going to be making Russell Wilson trade destinations. And if he is traded, I guarantee you right now, we are going live here on this channel. So make sure you guys hit that big red button that says sub. If you're looking for other reasons to subscribe, we're free. More subs we get, the more content we're going to be able to make here. We go live at least 3 times a week if we don't get breaking news. And oh yeah, videos every single day. Let's go to Bailey. Biggest takeaway from this year from a fantasy football perspective. Now, my biggest takeaway is if you're in a fantasy league that does 2-week championships, you're dumb. Get out of those leagues ASAP Rocky. Sorry, Chugs. I also love 2 quarterback leagues. If you're not in a 2 quarterback league, get in one as soon as possible because the quarterback position, when you do 2 of them, it makes it so much more competitive. And then my last takeaway is if you can get one of those top running backs that you know is going to get a lot of touches, sure, you can risk some injury. I'm going to go ahead and take those guys because there's so many amazing, talented wide receivers that pop up every year, like a Deebo Samuel. Yeah, I have him on basically all my leagues. Those are my takeaways for fantasy football. Now, if you want to talk more fantasy with me, I literally got my start in this industry doing fantasy. I used to write for Fantasy Pros. I used to actually do their start-sit. I did stuff for the fantasy footballers. I did stuff for Gridiron Experts. I did a lot of fantasy stuff, actually. And then I realized, well, not a lot of money in fantasy football. So I came over to Chat Sports. Now we do a lot of other NFL content, but I love it. I really, truly do. It's probably one of my favorite things to be able to talk about outside of just normal sports content. Now, I'm definitely more of a sports bettor now because that pays my bills, and I love betting on sports. But yeah, if you guys ever want to have any fantasy questions, please don't be afraid to ask me. Now, the new year is almost here. It's crazy to think that 2022 is here. Hopefully it's better than 2020, right? Yeah, it better be. Give me one of your New Year's resolutions. Usually ones that are like, I want to lose some weight, or I'm going to try to ride a bicycle, or I don't know, I don't want to drink for the entire month of January. Give me a New Year's resolution that you have. Throw it down in the comments section. Who knows? You might see it on a future show. What up, Bailey? Most disappointing team this year overall. From top to bottom, I mean, I guess I'm going to go Seattle. I get that Russell Wilson has been battling some injuries, but I mean, think about it. I mean, it's been a really, really big disaster. I might also go ahead and say Jacksonville because I know a lot of people, when they paid Urban Meyer the amount of money they did, they're like, oh, you got Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be a total change. That quite didn't happen. So I am, though, going to say Seattle. I think most people for Seahawks fans, also the Browns, had some high hopes on the Browns as well.
So who wins the Super Bowl? I think the parity this year means that any team that makes it outside of probably the 7 seeds have a real chance at making a run this year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section.